guys, welcome back to our Seed+Oat YouTube channel, and this is the series that we have called The Art of Eating Well.
Okay, so we're going to start showing you ways that are just going to make everything run smoothly, and the key to this is planning. And it's about getting out your favorite little cookbooks so that you can cruise through them, write down what you need for the week. And Mel's got some great tips actually when it comes to planning meals.
Yes, so there's a free meal planner that we'll link in that you can download and print out each week. This is just so helpful because it has each day in it, and then it also has a section where you can add in your shopping list. And for me, I've created this beautiful ritual where I'll make myself a coffee, I'll sit down, I'll have my little planner, and I'll go flick through the cookbooks and just get some inspiration. And you know, it may, I never want to overwhelm myself, so it might be one new recipe that I try, but most things will be things that I know how to make easily, that I don't need to open the cookbook. And it's just such a beautiful ritual and a way of planning and setting yourself up for success.
So the easiest way, we feel, when you've done all your food prep and you've got all your groceries at home, is to think about each meal that you're going to do throughout the day, and it's going to be cost effective as well instead of buying on the run. And a great thing to start with, I feel, is breakfast. If it's already pre-made and in the fridge and all you've got to do is get it out, it makes life so easy. I've just done some quick overnight oats in some little jars. So in the morning, all you've got to do is add, for our seed cyclers, to put your seeds depending on where you are in your cycle.
And tell us about this, Mel.
Oh, yes, this one's a yummy one. I've made some raspberry chia jam, and it's just delicious. So it's a really lovely thing to put a good tablespoon on top, and having the chia seeds in there, a great way to get your omega, and it's so good for the gut, and you can feel such a great difference with the way you feel. You feel light, it's not a heavy breakfast, and it'll keep you fueled until lunchtime. But just doing some overnight oats, I feel, is in little your jars, any sort of jars, preserve jars, whatever you've got, and stick them in the fridge. And if you make up like 3 or 4, then you can just know that you've got till Wednesday or Thursday, breakfast is covered.
Yeah, and then if I don't use them by the end of the week, I chuck them in the freezer.
Yeah, great idea.
Yeah,
and some people take them for lunch. Like that's another thing you can do as well. Yeah, but when we're talking about zero waste and being organised and food prep, I feel that when you do your groceries on the weekend, the things that turn really quickly are lettuce leaves and your fruit. So if you're thinking about things like bananas or berries, you can have pre-packed smoothie packs in the freezer ready to go, so that you're not going to waste your money on beautiful berries that are in season, or whether it's your bananas or kiwi fruit, whatever you like in your smoothie, you can have it all in the Ziploc bag. In the morning, you get it straight out of the freezer, straight into the food processor, and you've only got to add either coconut water or whatever milk of choice that you like to use in your smoothie, and you're good to go.
Amazing. Now we have some lunch prep ideas for you, and one of my favorites and go-tos is to make salads in mason jars, or any jar really. And so this is super quick and easy and gives you a really great balanced, nourishing meal. I only make like 2 or 3 of these max. I find that if I make 5, by the end of the week the lettuce is all a bit droopy.
Right. It's never very nice by day 3 or day 4.
Yeah.
So. And it's also a great way, if you're going to do your lunches and you want to do a salad in a jar, it's something that you should plan. Like if you've done your groceries on a Sunday, where it's like Monday, Tuesday lunch, so that you're using them up really quickly, so that you're not going to have anything go off in the fridge, because it's all about zero waste, and not just for the environment, but also for your pocket.
Yeah. sometimes I will add my protein in as part of the jar, and other times I find it easier just to add, if I am, say, making chicken for dinner or a piece of salmon, I will fry myself up an extra piece and then add it in when I'm going to eat the salad.
To dinner ideas, which I actually think is the hardest one of all. I don't know about you, Mel.
Oh, I get complete mind blanks at
No.
times. I'm like, what am I going to make?
Frustrated because you'll say to everyone in your household, what's something different I can make? And nobody, I don't know about your household, but I usually get a bit of a blank face, and that really can make dinner so much harder than it needs to be. So I'm finding my biggest motivator on the weekend, if I've got the time, I will double a recipe that I find in a cookbook. So at least then I can provide dinner for one night during the week, and I've got extra in the freezer, which I can either take for lunches, or there's another meal for everybody that's in advance, completely made, and you've only got to add like your fresh produce if you want to put herbs on top of it. Different types of vegetables can make something that you may have had earlier in the week feel like a completely different meal, which I think is a really great way to keep it interesting and not feel guilty about having to, oh, here I am providing the same meal again. No guilt. Don't hold any guilt.
I think I've said this before, but my trick is to heat everything up in a pan rather than the microwave, because it's a game changer. You know, the microwave makes things soggy and it's not great anyway, but if I put it back in the oven or heat it up in a pan, it's just so much better.
And if it doesn't look like it's going to be quite enough, when it's in the pan, you can go, well, what vegetables do I have? And you can slowly keep adding things.
Beans, chickpeas.
And before you know it, you've got this really nutritious, beautiful meal that you're providing for everyone, but most importantly yourself.
What are your go-to meals, dinners?
Well, we love curries in our house. So there's usually a lot of bulk curries that we make. What about you?
We do lasagna, like I'll bulk make it big lasagna and I'll cut it up and freeze it up.
Soups are a big thing in our house.
It's so true. I love to make a big batch of bone broth, and then I'll put them in mason jars and freeze them as well, because then that's the base for just so many meals.
Definitely. And even zucchini slice, that's an awesome thing that you can just freeze and add a little bit of salad to if you wanted to. Like, options are endless, and I think the more you look in just the cookbooks you have at home and don't go down the rabbit hole of, like, you can get on the computer and you can start Googling recipes and you can sit there for hours, pick out your favorite cookbooks, and you'll see the ones that you really loved that you've made before, or try something new.
Do you know what I find with the internet is that a lot of recipes that are put up aren't tested. So you go to make it and it doesn't work. So this is where, when you are relying on cookbooks or like just making sure that that recipe, and that's what we do with our recipes, we test them.
So now we're up.
inspired you and given you loads of ideas on how to get prepared, how to get organized. I see this time and time again with clients and myself. You can have the best intentions, you can have the best nutrition knowledge, but if you don't prepare your environment, if you don't get organized, it just doesn't happen.
I understand that too. Like, and your week can sometimes throw you. You don't think that you're that busy with work, and then all this work comes in, and just from prepping and spending that little time on the weekend when I'm sure you'd rather, you know, go to the gym or read a book, or just to prioritize your health and well-being by changing your environment, that you know exactly how the week is going to unfold. It just becomes so easy. It's a weight off your shoulders. You're going to have more time for yourself, for when you're tired or feeling overwhelmed, to just catch a breath. And I feel like just simple changes in your kitchen can make the hugest difference.
And make it a ritual, like we said, make it fun, get prepared, get organized, and you're gonna love it.
Thanks for tuning in today. We really appreciate it.
Bye guys.
See you.